But very quickly, let's talk about it. We're going to do a little spoiler warning for Daredevil Born Again episode 4. If you have not seen that episode, click off because a lot happens. So for the beginning part of it, it kind of sets up a little bit between it kind of puts the end of the White Tiger storyline, but also kind of continues it at the same time. Matt, and we're going to get to it now, it starts off kind of with Kingpin and Michael Gandolfini getting into it a little bit because he screws up a little bit. I don't even know his character's name, to be honest. But I think that sets up something that for another video that I'm going to talk about. But the next thing that happens, we see Matt meet with Frank Castle. Frank Castle has been hiding out. We did see it in the trailer, so we knew it was happening. It was not a secret. We just didn't know when it was happening. But literally the thumbnail to the Disney Plus thing was a picture of Frank. So we knew it was happening at this episode as soon as the episode came out. And they also came out with a little poster. But this scene is extremely powerful. When they are on screen together, they deliver just peak. Them two together, they're great. They're talking about the ideologies of each other. You know, why does Frank what he does? Frank gets under Matt's skin when Matt won't really say Foggy's name, and it obviously is a trigger point for him. And you know, he talks about how great of a person Foggy was, but just the emotional delivery from Charlie Cox, the tears, you know, the reluctancy to even fight, everything, the reluctancy to even bring up his name, I thought it was perfect. And then John Bernthal playing Frank and, you know, not even like caring at the same time. He's like, you know, give me a break about this, calling him Red especially. It was a great introduction for John Bernthal in the MCU. Now, again, incredible acting. These two have absolute chemistry, absolute cinema when they're on screen. But whatever Frank did, it gets to Matt. And whatever he said, you know, in that moment, it worked. Because at the end of the episode, we get the training scene of Matt with the sticks going crazy. We've seen it in the trailer, but it is just foreshadowing what's to come. And again, another thing we saw at the beginning of the episode when Matt meets with the, I believe, niece of the White Tiger. She's talking about the city is terrible and all that, just foreshadowing that the city needs a hero right now and Matt needs to come back as Daredevil. We even see the tease of him looking at the helmets. The helmets look absolutely insane. But at the same time, we see the turmoil with Wilson Fisk, what he's doing behind closed doors. And it is pretty sinister because he has the guy Adam that Vanessa has a little affair with locked up. And it's pretty sickening. It's a little scary. And it just where it's going to go, he's probably going to kill him. He's beating the shit out of him, it seems, just from his knuckles that they've been teasing throughout the show. Really interesting, that dynamic, and they're kind of both of them kind of going back and forth, like, you know, whatever Wilson's doing, going back to that life of crime, whatever Matt's doing, going back to that life of crime. It really, every episode kind of feels like it ends off with them two kind of doing the same thing, just in different ways. That's gonna be really interesting, though, that dynamic. The Wilson Fisk storyline is really picking up, which I really appreciate. And finally, we see Muse. Muse is a little freaky. He is taking people to his little lair. We see his lair. You see what he's doing to these people. He's freaky. Matt's got a real issue here. Where the next episode goes, I don't exactly know because I feel like there's so many things they're setting up with the anti-vigilante task force, with Muse, with Kingpin, with the Punisher. I also like that the Punisher called them fanboys. I thought that was hilarious. But a lot happened in this episode, and I said this last week. I feel like a broken record, but this is now my favorite episode. Last week I said that was my favorite episode. I just loved it. I think it was a great episode. And next week on the March 25th, we're going to be getting 2 episodes, episode 4, episode 5. I'll also have a video talking about, I'm sorry, not episodes 5, episode 6. I'll also have a video talking about episode 6 because I believe certain things were kind of leaked, that may not leaked, but shown a little too early. This is good. This is good. This is very good. We also saw a little bit of Matt as a lawyer, kind of seeing the justice system kind of fail every so often. But the scene between Matt and the Punisher, just cinema. I assume next episode they're going to be teaming up. Let me know what you thought of Daredevil Born Again episode 4. What you thought of the dynamic between John Bernthal's Punisher and Charlie Cox Daredevil. What you thought of Wilson Fisk. What you thought of Vanessa. What you thought of kind of the first look in the show of Muse. Let me know all that down below.